It was a Monday morning that felt like any other until Cristiano Ronaldo broke the internet. August 11th, 2025. The sun had barely risen in Europe when a single image on Instagram sent millions of phones buzzing, notifications lighting up screens from Madrid to Manila. Ronaldo, the man who has built a career on breaking records, had just broken another, not on the pitch, but with a photograph. It wasn't an action shot. There were no football boots, no roaring crowds. Just two hands, his and hers, resting on crisp white sheets. And on her left hand, something that seemed to glow brighter than the morning light itself. The caption was only 6 words. Yes, I do. In this and in all my lives. Georgina Rodríguez, his longtime partner, mother of his children, had just said yes. And the world wasn't ready for the ring she was wearing. Within minutes, the comments section was chaos. Fans zoomed in on the image, screenshots circulating like wildfire. Sports pages, gossip blogs, even financial news outlets were posting the same question. What exactly was that rock? Because this wasn't just a diamond. It was a statement. To the untrained eye, it looked almost unreal. A diamond so large and clear could pass for a movie prop. But no, this was real. And it was sitting casually on Georgina's finger, as if it had been there all her life. The speculation began immediately. Some fans guessed it was worth a couple $100,000. Others threw out wild numbers. 5 million, 10 million, maybe more. One comment read, "That's not a ring, that's a small planet." And then, the first whispers from the jewelry world started to emerge. One insider claimed the center diamond was an oval cut easily over 20 carats. Another said it was closer to 30. Some believed it was a flawless D-color stone, the rarest grade in the world. If true, this wasn't just expensive, it was historic. Tabloids leapt on the story. The biggest celebrity engagement ring of the decade? Ronaldo buys Georgina a diamond that could blind you. But here's the thing nobody knew for sure. Not yet. Behind the scenes, luxury jewelry experts were already calling each other, trading screenshots, running their own analyses based on a single photo. Theories multiplied. Confusion grew. Was it a $2 million ring? A $10 million ring? More? The truth was buried in the details, the cut, the clarity, the craftsmanship. But to find out, someone would have to dig deeper. Meanwhile, Georgina's post was smashing engagement records. Over 15 million likes in just hours. Ronaldo posted his own image later that day, confirming the engagement. But it was her ring that stole the spotlight. And as the photo made its way onto news channels and magazine covers, jewelers around the globe stared in disbelief. One veteran diamond dealer in Antwerp told ELLE Australia, "I've been in this industry for 40 years, and I've never seen an engagement ring like that. Not on anyone." But here's where it got interesting. The experts didn't agree. Some believed the center diamond was around 22 carats. Others insisted it had to be between 25 and 30. The price estimates ranged wildly from $2 million to $5 million US, and one bold valuation claimed it might even cross $10 million UD. Why such a gap? Because in the world of rare diamonds, the tiniest changes in color, clarity, or cut can mean millions in value. And from just one photo, even the best couldn't be certain. That uncertainty only made the mystery more addictive. The story became a perfect storm. A global sports icon, a glamorous partner adored by fans, a love story that had survived public scrutiny, career moves, and family tragedies. And now, a ring so dazzling it had entire industries talking. The luxury fashion world called it an ode to grandeur. Some compare it to the famous Bulgari designs worn by Elizabeth Taylor and Sophia Loren. Others noted the rising trend of fancy cuts. Oval pear marquise, making a comeback in high-end jewelry. And while fans were swooning over the romance, insiders knew there was more here than met the eye. Because to buy a diamond like that, you need more than money. You need access. Not every jeweler can even get a 25-carat flawless oval-cut diamond. The mines that produce such stones are dwindling, and the most perfect examples never even hit the open market. They're sold quietly, privately, to the world's most powerful and well-connected clients. So the real question wasn't just how much did it cost? It was where did he get it? And that's where the story starts to twist. By nightfall, Ronaldo's engagement had dominated every major entertainment headline. Fans had already spotted Georgina wearing a white silk slip dress in another post, speculation swirling that it might have been taken minutes after the proposal. Ronaldo himself stayed quiet about the details. No word on where it happened, no video, no press statement, just the image and the caption. But in the absence of answers, the mystery grew. Some swore they'd identified the ring as a piece from a legendary Parisian jeweler. Others thought it matched a design from an exclusive New York workshop, known for selling only to billionaires. And then came the first big clue. An Australian jewelry expert named Anna Whiting stepped forward with what she claimed were the exact specifications of the ring. Oval-cut center diamond, over 25 carats. 2 smaller 1-carat stones on either side. Platinum or white gold band. Double claw setting to lift the stone and let the light flood through. Her valuation? Upwards of 10 million Australian dollars. It was the highest estimate yet, and it set off a frenzy. Because if Whiting was right, Ronaldo hadn't just bought Georgina a beautiful ring. He had placed one of the most valuable engagement rings in modern history on her finger. But there was still a problem. Not all the experts agreed with her. Stay with us as we go inside the diamond world to uncover why the same ring could be valued at $2 million by one jeweler and over $10 million by another, and how a decades-old Hollywood secret might hold the answer. By the next morning, the buzz had only grown louder. The internet wasn't just talking about Ronaldo and Georgina's love story anymore. It was obsessed with the ring. Every gossip outlet, fashion magazine, and luxury lifestyle blog had weighed in, yet nobody could agree on the real numbers. That was the problem. How could one diamond be worth $2 million to one expert and more than $10 million to another? The answer, as it turns out, was buried deep in the secret world of high-end jewelry, a world where one microscopic detail could swing the value of a gem by millions, and where the most valuable stones never even see the inside of the store. The first expert to step into the spotlight was Anna Whiting, the general manager of Kusla Whiting Jewelry in Australia. Speaking to ELLA Australia, she didn't hesitate to share her professional opinion. The oval-cut center diamond is estimated to be over 25 carats, she said. She described as a elongated oval shape, a cut known not just for its beauty, but for making a diamond appear even larger than it is. On either side, she believed, sat 2 smaller diamonds of about 1 carat each. The entire piece, she said, was mounted in platinum or white gold, with a double claw setting that both secured the stone and allowed maximum light to pass through, making the diamond blaze with fire under any light. Her verdict? Considering the size and quality of the diamonds, along with the craftsmanship, the ring's value would be in the tens of millions of dollars. Upwards of $10 million AUD. Possibly more. But then, another voice entered the conversation. Monica Ruggerino, a respected jeweler figure in her own right, saw things differently. She agreed the ring was a masterpiece, but her estimation was far lower. She suspected the center stone was upward of 15 carats, not 25, flanked by 2 smaller oval or pear cuts. Her reasoning was based on proportion. In the image, the diamond looked huge, but perspective can be tricky. Without a direct side view, she warned it was easy to overestimate. Still, she didn't downplay its beauty. I love how this design simply showcases the exquisite oval-cut diamond center stone. I see influences from the likes of Bulgari's Griff, design worn by Elizabeth Taylor and Sophia Loren. That last comparison lit a fire under the media. Elizabeth Taylor's jewelry collection had been legendary, with individual pieces fetching millions at auction. If Ronaldo had chosen design inspired by such icons, the romantic gesture was even grander than fans realized. So why the disagreement? It comes down to 4 little words: cut, clarity, color, carat. These are the 4 Cs of diamond grading, and they can't be judged perfectly from a single photograph. A diamond can be huge but cloudy, or flawless but small. 2 diamonds the same size can vary in value by millions if one has even the slightest tint of yellow or an imperfection visible under magnification. And then there's the shape. The oval cut is famous for making a diamond look larger than its actual carat weight, especially when mounted in a slim platinum band that draws the eye directly to the stone. It's possible, even likely, that Ronaldo's choice was intentional. Behind the scenes, the hunt for the truth intensified. Whisper networks in the jewelry trade began to hum. A stone like this, if it was truly over 25 carats and flawless, couldn't just appear out of nowhere. It would have been sourced from one of a handful of dealers who control the rarest diamonds on Earth. Some speculated it might have come from a famous Letseng mine in Lesotho, Africa, known for producing some of the largest and highest quality diamonds in history. Others suggested it could have been cut in Antwerp, Belgium's diamond capital, before being discreetly sold to Ronaldo through private channels. A few even floated the idea that the diamond might have been in an elite collection for decades, possibly recut from an older stone to give a modern oval shape. If true, that would explain the Hollywood connection Ruggerino hinted at, a nod to mid-century glamour of Elizabeth Taylor's and Sophia Loren's jewelry, where stones were often reworked to suit new trends. Meanwhile, the public wasn't slowing down either. Fans were posting side-by-side comparisons of Georgina's ring with other famous celebrity engagement rings. Kim Kardashian's 15-carat cushion cut from Kanye West, Beyoncé's emerald cut 18-carat, and Grace Kelly's historic Cartier 10.47-carat emerald cut diamond. In every comparison, Georgina's ring came out on top in terms of sheer size and sparkle. Luxury brands were loving the free publicity. Jewelry houses saw a spike in Google searches for oval cut engagement rings within 48 hours. The hashtag Ronaldo ring had been used over 400,000 times in 2 days. But here's what nobody outside the jewelry world was talking about. In this industry, the identity of the designer can sometimes be as valuable as the diamond itself. If Ronaldo had gone to a legendary house, Cartier, Harry Winston, Graff, the price tag would be astronomical, not just because of the diamond, but because of the name behind it. If, on the other hand, the ring was custom-made by a private jeweler with no public profile, the cost could be lower, at least in theory. The truth? The designer still hadn't been revealed, and that secrecy was unusual. Celebrity engagement ring designers are usually credited quickly. It's good publicity for the jeweler and for the couple. The fact that Ronaldo and Georgina hadn't named theirs suggested one thing. This was a very private transaction, possibly involving a diamond with an extraordinary history. By midweek, the theories had reached fever pitch. One outlet claimed to have exclusive information that the ring's center stone had been insured for a $12 million AUD. Another said the real figure was closer to $5 million. Both insisted their source was reliable. The confusion only deepened. What was clear was this: whether it was 15 carats or 25, worth $5 million or $12 million, the ring was now part of football history, as iconic as Ronaldo's bicycle kick goal against Juventus or his 5 Ballon d'Or trophies. But for those chasing the truth, there was still one unanswered question. Where exactly had this diamond come from? Because if whispers in the trade were correct, the stone might not just be rare, it might be one of a kind. And shortly we'll follow the trail from Antwerp to Paris to New York, uncovering the whispers of a secret diamond deal and the shocking theory that could explain why Ronaldo's ring is unlike anything the public has ever seen. The more experts weighed in, the stranger the story became. The value, the carat size, the clarity, nobody could agree. But there was one detail no one could ignore. A diamond of that caliber doesn't just appear in a display case. If it was truly over 25 carats, flawless, and perfectly cut, then somewhere months, maybe years, of work had gone into getting it onto Georgina Rodríguez's hand. And someone, somewhere, had made the deal happen. But who and how? The trail began in Antwerp, known as the diamond capital of the world. Antwerp handles more than 80% of all rough diamonds on Earth. In its tightly guarded offices and backrooms, billionaires, royal families, and discreet high-profile clients shop for stones that never make it to public auction. Rumor had it that in late 2024, a single rough diamond weighing more than 60 carats arrived in Antwerp under strict security. Only a handful of cutters were trusted to handle it. The whispers said the stone was extraordinary, pure icy white, with no visible flaws. Within weeks, it was gone. Not sold at auction. Not listed in any public database. Just gone. And now, some were wondering, had that stone been cut into the oval diamond sitting on Georgina's finger? From Antwerp, the trail pointed to Paris. In the elite jewelry scene there, the name Bulgari Griff kept coming up, the very design style Monica Ruggiero had mentioned. It was a nod to old Hollywood glamour, a three-stone arrangement where the center diamond dominates, flanked by two smaller stones, held in a claw-like grip. A Parisian source claimed they'd seen a ring in early 2025 that matched Georgina's almost exactly. But here's the catch. It wasn't in a showroom. It was in a private salon, shown only to a handful of select clients. The meeting had been brief. The client was anonymous. Payment, they said, was discussed in terms of tens of millions. No exact number, just the understanding that if you had to ask, you couldn't afford it. Then came New York. Across the Atlantic, one of the city's most exclusive diamond dealers hinted to Page Six that a high-profile athlete had recently acquired the largest oval-cut diamond weave ever sold. No names were mentioned, no photos, but the timing was suspicious, just weeks before Ronaldo's engagement announcement. If this was the same stone, the deal would have been coordinated quietly, possibly involving multiple countries and a level of security that rivaled moving crown jewels. All of this might have remained speculation, until a breakthrough came from an unexpected place: an insurance leak. A confidential source in the luxury insurance sector told a European magazine that a single diamond ring matching Georgina's had been insured for 11.4 million euros, roughly 12 million Australian dollars. In late July 2025, the client's name was redacted. The only identifying detail: the insured party was listed under a holding company registered in Madeira, Portugal. Madeira, Ronaldo's birthplace. If the leak was legitimate, it answered two major questions. Yes, the ring had been insured. And yes, it was likely worth every cent of the jaw-dropping valuations Anna Whiting had proposed. But there was still one thing nobody knew: the designer. Why the secrecy? Normally, jewelers jump at the chance to attach their name to a celebrity engagement ring. It's instant publicity. But in this case, silence. No press releases, no interviews, no social media posts from a brand. That silence made some industry insiders believe the diamond wasn't purchased from a major luxury house at all. Instead, it may have been a private commission, a one-off creation, made specifically for Georgina, never to be repeated. In other words, a ring that is truly hers and hers alone. And maybe that's the point. Cristiano Ronaldo isn't just a footballer. He's one of the most recognizable and wealthiest athletes in history. He doesn't have to buy it off the shelf. If he wants something, he can commission it. He can choose the mine, the cutter, the designer. Every step from rough stone to finished masterpiece. That level of control means a ring isn't just a symbol of love. It's a symbol of intention, a way of saying, I could give you any diamond in the world, and I chose this one. But here's where the story takes a surprising emotional turn. Those close to Ronaldo know he's deeply private about his family life. While his career is played out under the glare of global media, he's fiercely protective of Georgina and their children. The choice to keep the ring's designer a mystery might not be about money or secrecy at all. It might be about keeping part of their love story just for themselves. Think about it. The world can speculate about carats, clarity, and price tags all day. But the only people who know exactly how, where, and why that ring was made are Cristiano and Georgina. And maybe that's exactly how they want it. Still, for jewelry historians, the unanswered questions are maddening. Was it from Antwerp? Paris? New York? Was it cut from that 60-carat rough diamond that vanished in late 2024? Was it inspired by Elizabeth Taylor's famous stones? Or was it a wholly original design? One high-end jeweler put it simply: this ring is going to be talked about for decades, long after the engagement. People will still be trying to trace its origin. It's that rare. By the end of the week, the frenzy reached peak intensity. Luxury forums, sports radio shows, even mainstream news networks were covering it. Ronaldo's engagement had become not just a love story, but a full-blown mystery. A blend of romance, wealth, and secrecy that kept everyone guessing. And then, Just as the buzz threatened to spill over into pure tabloid madness, a new theory emerged. A theory so bold, so unexpected, that it reframed the entire conversation. Because if the whispers were true, this diamond didn't just have a monetary value. It had a history, one that connected it to some of the most famous jewels in modern history. Shortly, we'll uncover that theory and reveal why some believe Ronaldo's engagement ring might be part of a diamond legacy stretching back more than half a century. By now, the whole world knew about Cristiano Ronaldo's engagement. But for a small circle of diamond historians, there was one final, electrifying possibility still on the table. One that could make Georgina Rodríguez's ring not just the most talked about engagement ring in sports history, but a piece of living legend. The theory went like this. The oval diamond at the heart of Georgina's ring might not be new at all. Instead, it could be a recut from a stone that had already made history decades ago. A diamond once owned by royalty or a Hollywood icon, reimagined for the 21st century. The evidence? First, the design. Monica Ruggiero had been the first to point out. The style echoed Bulgari's griff, designs from the golden age of cinema, famously worn by Elizabeth Taylor and Sophia Loren. In that era, large stones were often recut and reset to suit new fashion trends. Second, the secrecy. If the stone had a documented history, it might explain why Ronaldo and Georgina were keeping the designer and the diamond's origins out of the spotlight. Revealing its past could invite scrutiny, not just from fans, but from collectors, museums, and even rival buyers. Third, the whispers. In private jewelry circles, there were murmurs about a 27-carat oval diamond that had quietly disappeared from the auction circuit years ago. Its last known appearance had been in Geneva, where it failed to sell publicly, only to vanish into a private collection. Could Ronaldo have been the final buyer? Or had the stone changed hands quietly, only to resurface now in Georgina's engagement ring? One diamond historian described the possibility as romantic beyond measure. Imagine, she said, a stone that's been worn on the red carpet, hidden in a vault, and then reborn as a symbol of love in the hands of one of the most famous athletes on earth. That's not just jewelry. That's storytelling set in platinum. And whether or not the theory was true, it added another layer to the myth already forming around the ring. But here's the part the headlines missed. For Ronaldo and Georgina, the diamond's beauty is only half the story. This isn't their first public milestone together. Over the years, their relationship has endured intense public scrutiny, long-distance stretches, and personal tragedies, including the loss of one of their newborn twins in 2022. Through it all, Georgina has stood by Ronaldo's side, not just as a partner, but as the anchor of his family life. Those close to them say the proposal wasn't about headlines or outshining other celebrity engagements. It was about timing, finding the right moment to make a promise that had been years in the making. The ring, then, is more than just an expensive gesture. It's a private language between them. Every facet, every carat, every detail says what words alone cannot. You are irreplaceable. And while the rest of the world debates the exact specifications, was it 15 carats? 25? Worth $5 million? $12 million? More? The couple themselves seem perfectly happy to let the mystery live on. In fact, Georgina's only public comment about the proposal has been her Instagram caption. Yes, I do. In this and in all my lives. It's telling. No mention of carats, designers, or price tags. Just a vow, as timeless as the diamond itself. For the jewelry world, though, the obsession isn't fading anytime soon. Anna Whiting's high-end valuation still stands as the most generous, upwards of 10 million Australian dollars. But others maintain it could be worth more if the stone's provenance is proven. If the historic diamond theory is true, its value would be incalculable. Auction houses are already speculating on what it might fetch if it ever came under the hammer decades from now. One expert from Christie's in London joked, it would be the kind of sale where people fly in on private jets just to be in the room. But perhaps the most poetic detail of all is the way Ronaldo and Georgina have handled the attention. No press tours, no commercial tie-ins, no interviews designed to milk the moment. Just a single image of two hands, side by side, in the quiet intimacy of their own space. In an age when celebrity moments are often staged for maximum publicity, there's felt different, genuine. It's the kind of move that makes the ring even more mysterious. Because the less they say, the more the world wonders. One Paris-based luxury editor summed it up perfectly. This isn't just a ring. It's a ghost story, a love story, and a treasure hunt all at once. Whether it's brand new or a recut from a famous diamond, the effect is the same. It makes you dream. And maybe that's exactly why Ronaldo chose it. Not just to dazzle, not just to spend, but to give Georgina something that would carry its own legend, something that could be passed down for generations, carrying whispers of its origin wherever it goes. As for the rest of us, we may never know the full truth about the diamond's history, its exact carat weight, or the identity of the person who designed it. And maybe that's the point, because in the end, some stories are meant to remain partly untold, living on in speculation, in what-ifs, in the glint of light that catches your eye when Georgina's hand moves in the sun, in the quiet after the announcement. As the frenzy began to settle, one detail stood out. The same way Ronaldo has made a career out of moments that take your breath away, a last-minute goal, a gravity-defying header, a free kick from impossible range. He had done it again, off the pitch. Only this time, the goal wasn't for the fans. It was for the woman who's been by his side through every victory and every heartbreak. And in that way, maybe the ring's most priceless quality isn't its size, or its clarity, or even its potential history. It's the fact that for Ronaldo and Georgina, it's not just jewelry, it's a promise. That's the story and the mystery of Cristiano Ronaldo's engagement ring. A diamond that might be worth millions, but a love story that's priceless.